I've been natural for over 10 years now. No, my hair is not waist length long, but you know what? I'm actually okay with that. When I first went natural, I was really obsessed with getting long hair flowing down my back. But now I'm in a place where I just feel really confident and comfortable with my hair, no matter what length it's at. Over the past 10 years, I've seen my hair grow, get really thick. I've experienced heat damage. I've cut my hair multiple times. But now I'm just in a place where I feel so happy with my hair. And I hope that my journey can inspire you to feel the same way and to show you that, getting super long hair isn't the only thing that matters in a natural hair journey. So let's start from the beginning. When I was a child, I naturally had pretty thick and healthy natural hair, and I wore my hair like that up until I was about 10 years old. Around this time, I noticed that my friends had straight hair or relaxed hair, and I also really wanted to have straight hair as well. So I remember begging my mom to relax my hair, and eventually she gave in. So at 10 years old, I got my relaxed hair and I enjoyed having cute straight hair. It was like shoulder length like this, and I was absolutely in love with it. Then around high school, like 2014, I think, my mom decided that we weren't going to do relaxer anymore. And I don't really know what prompted this, but all I know is that I had to start taking care of my hair without relaxer. And I didn't really know what to do. So all I knew was to flat iron my hair every day before school to try to make it look straight, or I would sleek it up into like a little high bun. And I was just absolutely damaging my hair. My hair started to get really dry, it was breaking off, and it was getting shorter and shorter. And so eventually I turned to YouTube, as I think a lot of us did in our natural hair journeys. And I came across so many videos about growing natural hair and natural hair journeys. And I was thinking like, okay, so if I start taking care of my hair now, then by the time prom comes around, I'm gonna have long hair flowing down my back. But I was really going into it with a lot of unrealistic expectations, and that was the first mistake I made. I didn't realize how much work and effort goes into taking care of your hair. So it's important to set realistic expectations. And having hair flowing down my back in 2 years was absolutely not a realistic expectation. The second mistake that I made was that I was watching videos of people who didn't even have the same hair texture as me. I was watching videos of people who had 3B, 3C, 4A hair textures. And I was wondering, why doesn't my twist outs look like theirs? Why doesn't my hair do a wash and go like that? And so it led me to a lot of disappointment and feelings of sadness over my hair because it wasn't coming out like the 3B and 3C girlies. And the third big mistake I made was that I was trying to just copy other people's routines and expecting that to work for me. But the thing is, everyone's hair is unique. Even if you see people with the same texture as you, they may have a different porosity, different density, or just products will work differently on their hair compared to yours. So it's important to take the time to develop your own routine and find what works for you. Just copying someone else's routine might not work for you. But in the beginning, I didn't know all of this yet. So I was really setting myself up for a lot of disappointment and failure. And so I wasn't enjoying my natural hair. I didn't like the way it looked. And so I would just often wear braids or protective styles when it was time for school. I didn't feel comfortable actually wearing my natural hair out. Eventually, I learned to watch videos from people who had a similar hair texture as me. So I was watching girls who had 4C hair and seeing some more realistic expectations of what my hair could do, and also learning what products could potentially work for my hair better. So over time, I started to develop my own routine. I also practiced doing twist outs, braid outs, bantu knot outs, because the reality is in the beginning, you're probably not going to be very good at it, but you have to practice it, practice what techniques might work for your hair, what styles look best for your hair and for you personally. And I started to figure that out. And braid outs, let me tell you, braid outs were my go-to at that time. So, I had this established routine that was working for me. And what this routine looked like, which still works for me to this day, is weekly wash days. I wash my hair every weekend, and I also deep condition it as well. I also make sure to pre-poo my hair before my wash day. That's a really crucial step for me. In terms of moisturizing my hair, I like to do that 1 to 2 times per week, and I use leave-in conditioner, shea butter, and a castor oil. That's pretty much it. Those 3 products work really well for me. And at that time, I was also doing monthly treatments like hot oil treatments and protein masks with eggs and avocado and olive oil and all that good stuff. So I kind of want to get back into doing that because it was fun and it actually really makes your hair nice and healthy as well. So I might get back to that. So with my new established hair routine and my newfound confidence in taking care of my hair, I noticed my hair was starting to grow and it was starting to get thicker. And I started to get so proud of my hair, okay? I was wearing my little braid outs to school. Okay, nobody could tell me nothing about my natural hair. I was so proud of my fro. Then I made a tragic mistake. So at this time, it's around 2016 and graduation photos came around, high school graduation. And, you know, of course I love my natural hair, but I was thinking for these photos, this special occasion, I want to have straight hair. And so I went ahead and flat ironed my hair, didn't even do a good job, and gave myself horrible heat damage. And if you've ever experienced heat damage, you know the pain and horror that you go through when you're washing your hair, waiting for the curls to revert, and they don't revert. And you're standing there with straight ends, straight pieces all throughout your hair. Yeah, that was a very rough time for me. I remember crying because I felt like I had finally got to a point where I was so proud of my natural hair. I was confident in my routine, and now I completely messed it up and I was going to have to start all over again. It felt like the world was ending for me, to be quite honest. But eventually I came to terms with the fact that my hair wasn't reverting and I was going to have to start over. So I just put my hair into braids or protective style and just kind of hid it out of sight, out of mind. All right, so now I graduated high school and I'm entering university. And if you know anything about university, at least for me, I had no time to do my hair at all, okay? I was studying, I had midterms, exams, all these projects that I needed to do. So I would honestly put my hair in braids at the start of the semester and take them out at the end of the semester. That's 4 months straight of wearing braids and I have no shame about it, okay? Sometimes during reading week, I would go home and get it redone or touch up the front. But for the most part, I was wearing braids all semester long. And before I really noticed it, my hair was starting to grow and get thick again. I would go home and take out my braids and I'm like, wow, what's it taking so long to detangle? And so this is how I know protective styles work. If you put your hair in a protective style and you leave it alone, you don't touch your hair, I promise you, you will start to see that length. You will start to see that length retention. At least that's what worked for me because I put my hair away, I left it alone, and it started to grow, okay? She would do her own thing, okay? She didn't really need much assistance. The only thing I would do in terms of hair care, I would make this little concoction in this spray bottle of leave-in conditioner, water, and oil. And I would spray my hair with that every once in a while to keep it moisturized. I would wash my hair every now and then as well. And that was all she needed. That's all she needed to flourish and to grow. So throughout university for 4 years, that's what I was doing. And I would only wear my natural hair on special occasions, like when I went home for Christmas or Easter, things like that. And so over time, I was able to trim off those straight pieces. And by the end of university, my hair was thick and beautiful and flourishing. I think in 4th year, I started to wear my hair out a little bit because, you know, she looked really cute and I wanted everybody to see it. But other than that, it was mostly braids. So now the year is 2020, January 2020, and graduation photos came around. And this time I knew the only style I wanted to do was my natural hair. Okay, I came a long way from feeling like I needed to straighten my hair for special occasions. And I felt so proud of my hair. That was the only style I wanted to do for my photos. So I did a cute little twist out, and I feel like those pictures came out so beautiful. That's still one of my favorite pictures of my natural hair. And I'm just so proud, you know, that's the way I wanted to represent myself for my graduation photos, and I'm so glad that I did that. So now moving forward, it's March 2020. We all know what happened. Okay, we were all stuck inside during the lockdowns. The world was in shambles. And, you know, I was bored at home and I decided to cut my hair. And I feel like we all went through something similar during this time of just being bored and wanting to do something dramatic with our hair. So I cut my hair. I cut it, you know, like up here. I rounded it out so it was a cute little afro, and I absolutely loved it. I did a lot of cute styles like mini twists. I would put up these cute little pigtails, and I was just enjoying my short hair and taking care of it as I always had been. Then in 2021, I decided to go back to school, and you know what that means, back to braids. Okay, I put my hair back into braids for the semester and took them out when I went back home for Christmas or Easter or what have you. And once again, 2 years later, after I finished my degree, my hair was nice and long and thick again, like I hadn't even cut it. It was amazing. I'm telling you, protective styles are the key to success. So at this point, my hair has gotten pretty thick and quite long, and I just didn't feel like dealing with it. So I continued to do protective styles even after I graduated school. So around this time, I started to get, you know, really creative with my protective styles. I was doing colorful box braids. I did blonde hair, I did red hair. I just did new styles and was challenging myself to have more fun with my hair. So at the end of 2023, you know, boho braids started to get really trendy and cute. And I saw this bob boho braid style that I really wanted to try. But at this point, my hair had grown long, okay? It was past armpit length and it wasn't going to fit in a bob. So I decided to cut my hair again. And, you know, everyone was freaking out, like, why are you gonna cut your hair? Your hair's so long, beautiful, don't cut it. But you know what? I've come such a long way. Having long hair is not the only thing that matters to me anymore. If I want to do something with my hair, if I want to have fun with it, I'm going to do it. So I cut my hair into a bob shape. I cut this back quite short, but I left a lot of the length on the middle and sides. And I did my little Bob's hairstyle, and it's one of my favorite protective styles I've ever done. So now here we are in May 2024, and I am still in love with my hair. It's grown a little bit since I've cut it. You know, it's down to collarbone length, but she's still cute. I'm still in love with her, still so proud of my afro. It's been a very, very long journey for me. Moving forward, I really just want to continue taking care of my hair. I want to get back into taking care of it more intentionally like I used to when I was at the end of high school, you know, doing hot oil treatments and protein masks, and really seeing how long I could potentially get my hair. So I really hope that my journey was able to inspire you a little bit. I know it can be a very difficult journey, learning to love your hair, learning how to take care of it. But once you get there, it's truly one of the best feelings. And one of the biggest things I've learned on this journey is that your natural hair journey is just that, a journey. There isn't necessarily some final destination that you're working towards. Your journey is a continuous ride that only you are in control of. You might set certain goals. Maybe at one point you want to reach waist length, but then maybe, you know, your goals change. Maybe you want to cut your hair like me, or you want to dye your hair, or you want to switch it up in some way. And that's the beauty in it. Okay, it's a never-ending journey. And the only thing that really matters is that you love your hair, you're happy with it, and you can have fun with it. So with that being said, let me know what your natural hair journey has been like, or if you're just starting your natural hair journey, I'd love to know. And I'll see you in the next video.